What is up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 5 of Something to Say podcast. We got our boy Rudy back in the house here.
Sir, I'm back. We also got Ed over here as well.
What up, man?
Of course.
And the Three Musketeers are back at it.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
As always, good to see all of you here. We got a lot to cover. You know, once we got the three amigos back together, we got a lot to cover. And to go right into it, it is the NBA Finals, my
Let's
boys.
go.
It is the NBA Finals.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And gotta be a big shout out to Rudy, because when we went, if you go back to our previous episodes, this man did his Nostradamus and called the Denver Nuggets making it to the NBA Finals out of the West. Rudy, tell me about it.
You know what, man? Actually, what it was this is almost the same team as it was last season. You know what I mean? I think the missing piece was Jamal Murray. He was injured. You know what I mean? And so Jokic had a hell of a season last season, but he couldn't do it alone. And so you're looking at his averages, Jamal Murray's averages, I think it's 25, 28, something like that.
Yes.
A game,
Yeah.
roughly.
Almost 30.
Almost
Roughly,
30, yeah.
Almost 30 a game, and that helps. That helps Jokic a lot, because then now that Jamal Murray gets to take all that additional time with the ball and everything, that lets Jokic be more efficient. You know what I mean? How he plays. You know, he could slow the game down a little bit. He can play longer. You know, he's have to be, what's the word? He's not just
Putting
not
the team on his back.
Basically carrying the whole
50.
team.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. You know, he is capable, but that for an entire 7-game series, it takes a toll on some people. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's been an amazing playoff run for them. I was actually rooting. I mean, obviously, I'm a Laker fan, diehard, but you know, you also got to be a fan of the NBA first before you're a fan of a team. You got to be a fan of the sport before you're a fan of a team. So, obviously, I was rooting for my Lakers. I'm sure you guys, just as much as me, we're all surprised that the Lakers made it as far as they did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very
to take
true.
out the Grizzlies, to take out the Warriors. Yeah. It was a shocker. It was a complete shocker. But
I agree.
Obviously, for me, it was good to see, but common sense, I knew the Lakers weren't going to win against Denver. I knew that already.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been nice to get at least one.
And they had their opportunities. I had to get the broom out on that one, y'all.
You know what I mean? And then you had LeBron over here having to talk about possibly retiring just to take the story off of the fact that they got swept.
Yeah, that is facts. Oh my gosh. But you know what? I'm glad you bring that up, because when I was watching him and in the post game interview after getting swept, I'm like, this man ain't retiring. There's no way. You're in your feelings and you just got swept.
Absolutely, he was just frustrated.
Yeah,
he was just frustrated.
When we were texting, I really liked because we were texting about this before we were able to get back together with y'all. And one really good point that Rudy was making was that everyone forgot this man was injured. I did.
Yeah, I forgot about it too. I completely forgot about it myself.
But you reminded me, you were like, he was playing with a foot injury this entire time.
Yeah.
And now he's getting surgery in the off season for it. So I got to give credit where credit's due with LeBron, because never using it as an excuse and helped get his team all the way to the freaking Western Conference Finals. And Denver's just, like we talked about, they've been rolling.
It's their year.
And it's their year. And if Jamal wasn't on the team there, the Lakers are in the finals. Jamal carried them through that series.
It would have been a much more competitive series for sure. I think it would have gone maybe 6 games.
Maybe even 7. Because Jokic, although he's still playing elite basketball, there's no player in the NBA playoffs period besides maybe Jimmy Butler that's playing as good as Jamal Murray is playing
he's
right
playing
now.
So crazy, dog.
But he's even slowed down in at least at the end of the Celtics series and into the finals. He slowed down, but Murray has only gotten better in each series. He is the overall best player in the NBA playoffs right now.
Murray has returned.
Yes, and he has been so cold.
I love his game.
His game is amazing.
I love his game.
From inside to beyond the arc, he can make any basket. He can get to the rim. He can shoot mid-range, and he can shoot the 3 ball at a very high percentage. He is amazing, honestly.
Even when he's gassed, though, I noticed that too. At the end of game 1, he was gassed. It was the last 5-6 minutes of the game. He was gassed. He was still making baskets.
Yeah, and he played a lot of minutes too.
He's a tough shot maker.
But to have him be on the same team as Jokic, though, because Jokic You look at the word unorthodox, and it's him completely. There's no pattern to his game at all.
No.
Like, he's just a big body. He uses his body completely, and he's somehow, as he's pushing his shoulder into you, the ball's already midair.
Yeah.
Like, how? It makes no sense.
He's a magician,
and it's got perfect touch.
Oh, my God.
It's always got
perfect touch. That fadeaway three he made against the Lakers? Oh, my God.
When Anthony Davis, all he could do is just smile and say, what else can I... They made so many tough shots as a team that the Lakers really couldn't answer to what was happening. And honestly, I have to, and of course he's balling out now that he's on Denver, but Aaron Gordon has been playing lights out basketball. He was defending LeBron during that whole series, basically, against the Lakers, and doing a really good job, against LeBron. And then you talk about Michael Porter, who is just... Dude, you're talking about a 6'10"
sniper,
a 6'10" small forward who can shoot the basketball. Denver is just, I can't believe how they are just so well rounded with what they got going, and they're they are so much bigger than the Heat right now in the NBA Finals. They are so much bigger from 1 to 5, on all positions on the court. They just tower over the Heat, and the Heat just got out of a banger series with the Celtics.
Bro, I thought the Celtics were going to make history. Yeah. It was looking scary.
It was looking scary.
As a Laker fan, I was terrified. You know what I mean? Because the Lakers and Celtics historically both are tied 17 championships all time. That's the most.
For the most, yeah.
And so I was terrified. You know what I mean? When Derek White, was it?
Derek White tip in,
When he did that tip in, man, I was like, dude, this
And what do coaches always tell you? When the shot go up, find a man, and box out.
Absolutely.
And they were just staring at the rim, and you just see him just tip it in.
It was horrible, man.
Untouched,
100%.
Untouched. Nobody
was even close to him.
Yeah.
Everyone was watching. Everyone got caught watching that basketball that got shot. And dude, I really thought credit to the Miami Heat, credit to Spoelstra, credit to them battling through the injuries and stuff, because I thought they stole that series when that happened.
Absolutely.
I was like, Game 7's going to be
an 8th
won.
seed. They damn near stole every series.
Exactly.
Every series.
But especially being up 3-0 and then you lose Game 6 in that fashion, I thought there was no way they were going to come out and win Game 7. But Jimmy keeping that calm, cool. Every interview I've seen out of Jimmy in the playoffs is the same. He's not upset. He's not deterred. He's like, we are going to keep this safe way. We are confident. We know what we got to do. And that series was great. We're talking 0-149 here, folks. When it comes to 3-0, and they damn near almost did that. But if the biggest question mark in Game 7 was Jason Tatum's ankle when he rolled his ankle in the first quarter.
The moment I saw that, I was like, "Oh, it's over."
Yeah,
injuries suck, bro. In sports, injuries suck.
It's the worst, man.
That really changed that you felt the feeling suck out of that arena, or the chance of them winning that game kind of gets sucked out of that arena. And then Caleb Martin and Vincent just went stupid in Game 7.
Where did they come from, dog? They're going on the tear, bro.
2 undrafted players, you guys. Not
even
undrafted
players are coming up, though.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, Austin Reeves, undrafted. They come with something. They got something to say. They came in this lead and they got something to say.
Pin that. I'm telling you, screenshot that.
That's what I think is so special though about X Factors, for example. So an X Factor, for example, just to give you guys, a little thing here, is kind of like with Denver, obviously Gordon.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's definitely the X Factor. But also for example, the Clippers when they had their playoff run when it was Montrezl Harrell.
Oh
he
yeah.
Was he was that X Factor. It's just the person that's gonna. He's not the shooter. He's not the scorer, but he's gonna bring in the effort.
Yeah.
The Meta World Peace.
Oh yeah.
Iguodala.
Iggy,
yeah. You know what I mean? The ones that don't really shoot. They chase after the rebounds, you know what I mean? They get they play the defense, everything.
Yeah,
they're the X Factors. They are.
X Factors.
Dennis Rodman.
Right, that's probably the best X Factor of all time.
The hustlers.
Every successful team needs that player. They play their role. That's what it is. You know what I mean? They're not going to be the star, but they're going to do the dirty work. They're going to do the dirty work. And
well said.
Even the Celtics with Marcus Smart.
Smart was
who
the
was going to defend
Absolutely.
the best player always, and is going to hustle from start to finish. Because Another, like, gotta shout out Rudy on this one. Like, when we talk about these undrafted players that are playing so well in the playoffs, like, the NBA from top to bottom now, like, you talked about that in our previous episode, about how now there's just talent just everywhere. And, like, even these players that aren't highly touted anymore are coming out and making big differences. Austin Reeves is a great example. The Lakers don't get as far as they did without Austin Reeves. Like, they leaned on him a lot to score points. Like, he was averaging close to 20 points a game, like, for the playoff run.
And that's his first playoffs.
Yeah, for his first playoffs.
Crazy.
and with the going back to the Heat with Tyler Hero being out and Oladipo being out, they're leaning heavily on Martin and Vincent are playing heavy minutes, and they have been
Duncan Robinson had a great series as well.
Yes.
He doesn't get enough love.
He does
not get enough love.
He might even be better than Hero. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see Hero get traded in the offseason. You know, rumors are swirling that even with the Heat being in the finals, you know, they're talking about Dame Lillard possibly coming to Miami.
I don't think he's
I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think he's going anywhere, world. I don't think he's going anywhere. I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah.
What I do think, but maybe this is just a pipe dream, you know, maybe just one of those things, but I think, personally, with Boston, the way they're set up right now, they obviously have Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, who both are due for maxes, right?
Yeah.
So they looked into it. I guess it's going to be roughly $600 million. That's almost a bill right there.
$600 million.
You know, and I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to sign them both. What I think, or maybe what I'm hoping, is that Jaylen Brown goes to Portland to help out Dame.
Yeah, that was another thing you texted us that I really liked.
Wait, get rid of CJ?
CJ's with the Pelicans.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's balling
hey,
with the Pelicans.
that would be a perfect.
That's what I'm saying.
That would be a
man.
crazy
I don't
pickup.
know.
Yeah.
But the thing with Portland, though, like I've said before, though, you're gonna struggle when the stars are the point guard and the shooting guard. You're gonna struggle.
They need that big
Phoenix
man.
Suns, Chris Paul and Devin Booker. You're gonna struggle.
Yeah.
DeAndre Ayton. He's on his way.
I'm tired of him, bro.
I still believe in him personally. He does need a little fire under his ass. I'm not gonna lie. He needs to wake up a little bit.
To punch that man before games or something. I don't know. He's too soft. He's too jolly, bro.
Yeah.
No.
Ever since Giannis dropped 50 on him in the finals, bro, I've just been looking at him different.
So he needs to bulk up. You know, he needs to get big. He needs to get more dirty. Like, and I mean that is like, don't take me wrong, being a dirty player, but he needs to just get more gritty in the paint. Yeah. Like, he needs to, like, he gets bullied by everybody. Like, it feels like and his offensive game isn't consistent enough. Like, but I also don't know if, you know, there's a lot of rumors that came out of that out of Phoenix that he doesn't have the best relationship. Like, Booker calls him out a lot for being soft. Like, basically, like. So we might have
another Clint Capella.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, no disrespect to him because Clint's a great player too. He is.
He was.
But I mean, he's just another. They don't need him. They need him to be. They need him to be him, to be DeAndre Ayton, but he's playing like Clint Capella, just softer.
He needs. Yes, dude. Yeah. Like, but I do like. Let's be honest. Like, for everyone out there, like the Celtics, they need to blow it up. They need to blow it up at this point. You know, regardless of if they like each other or not, it ain't working. Like, but once again, who's their big man? Like, they don't have a solid guy. Big Al Horford.
Hey, salute to Al Horford. I've always loved Al Horford's
No, me too.
Always.
Me too.
All love to him, but you can't do it alone.
No, you can't.
You know, he's already getting up there in age,
dude,
man.
Bam had a series with the Celtics.
Father Time
is undefeated.
Y'all gonna have to get somebody else.
Like, absolutely. They didn't even have anyone to stop Bam. Like, Bam, like, they needed Bam had a great series against the Celtics. He was cooking them. And they don't. They need to blow that up. I've always liked. I like the Celtics. I like Tatum a lot. Obviously, I like Brown. I like Smart, but it ain't working. Something there just ain't working. You went to the finals and lost, and now you've gone and lost in the Eastern Conference. It's time. And like you said, $600 million is a lot for two shooting guards. Basically,
that's a lot to make it hard and not come back with nothing. Like, and you lose to the 8th seed Heat.
Oh
like,
my God,
like,
man.
and who are also banged up. Like, you have your full starting five. You have your role players. You have Grant Williams. You have Derek White. And the Heat are over here 2-man down, and they go up 3-0 on you. Like, and even though, you did a good job to make that series a series. Yeah. But you should have never. The Celtics should have never allowed that. They lost the first two games at home. Yeah. The first two games in the Garden.
Unacceptable.
And you know what else? They suck at home.
Yeah, they suck at home.
They have to do better.
I mean, who wants to
home.
play in that stadium though, dog? Like that stadium is hella outdated.
It is.
Still
It
got
is.
leaky
Look,
pipes.
you guys can't take my word for it. I love the players from Boston. I love them. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Al Horford. I love all you guys. I just don't like the organization. That's just me as a Laker fan.
No, I feel you.
I respect
So
that.
yeah, so my opinion is biased. Yeah,
I'd say
absolutely.
what's wrong with you if you like the organization because being a Laker fan, like, because that's one of the longest, most like rich history rivalries in
I
sports.
don't like Paul Pierce.
Like,
oh my god, I didn't like that team. I loved Rondo. I loved
Rondo
Kevin Garnett.
Oh,
when he's
Kevin
not
Garnett's
playing
a
the
dog.
Lakers.
Oh,
when
man.
they're not playing the Lakers, I love
man.
them. Yeah,
But that also leads to some other things too. I think like for example, like Phoenix, what they got going on, I think it's just basically like this. The foundation for a championship team, in my opinion, you got to have a star point guard and a star big man.
yep.
Facts.
And then an X factor somewhere in the middle.
Yep.
You have to have that X factor, which was obviously what we spoke about a little ago. But like for example, you didn't have the point guard. Okay, having a point guard as a scorer, that's great. That is fantastic. Jamal Murray, for example.
Oh,
but
yeah.
At the same time, though, you want a floor general. You want someone that's going to be able to run the ball, make the plays. That's why Rondo was as special as he was. That's why Chris Paul was as special as he was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want to have somebody that can run the plays. But also at the same time, a big man that could score. Jokic, God.
He
man,
does
insane,
everything.
man.
Point guard, center,
Point guard,
he's
yeah.
everything.
1 through 5.
Exactly. Anthony Davis when he's hot.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? When he's
Yeah.
hot, he's unstoppable
healthy.
when he's hot and
Yeah.
healthy. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Joel Embiid, same thing. When he's hot, when he's healthy, when he's running the ball, everything.
When he's not calling out his own teammates like an
all of
idiot.
that. All of that. How did y'all feel about that, by the way?
And he didn't,
Oh, I
if
hated
you gonna
it.
do that, you have to be. You gotta have like 30 plus.
Yeah.
If you gonna do
Yeah.
that, because you gotta be like, hey, this is what I did. You guys didn't
Gotta help.
But it's like if you wasn't helping at all either, you gotta be quiet.
You got.
I don't care about you being MVP.
And he's saying Harden, I can't do it alone. Harden had like 9 points in Game 7, and like going back to shouting about to Ed, that light was in the sky, and you couldn't find this man on planet Earth.
Oh my
Man.
god.
Like he might have got taken away by an alien or something. Cause he,
Space Jam. They took his powers.
They took
his powers.
Yeah, they took his powers. Like I could not believe this. Like that's not leadership. That's where you got to talk to your that's why Doc Rivers is out the door, because your head coach has got nipped that. You know who doesn't get enough credit is Mike Malone in Denver. Like that dude is a head coach. Like when the Lakers talk about like knowing how to work the media, when after Game 1, when the media was talking a lot about LA and about how they were going to make these adjustments and all this, and Mike Malone goes, did you just see what Jokic did? Which he had a triple-double in the second quarter.
Absolutely.
I know we've talked about this, but that has to be talked about more.
That's crazy.
He was 6 minutes left in the second quarter, and he had a triple-double. And Mike Malone comes to defense, and he's smart not to say, like, hey, we're better than the Lakers or we're going to win, but he goes, you guys aren't talking about our guy enough for what he did in this game.
It is true. I noticed that too. You know, I noticed that like regardless how amazing Denver was playing against who were they playing in the second round? It's been a while.
Well, they played. Yeah, no, they played. Was it the King? No, the Kings got taken out by the Warriors.
No, the Warriors took out the Kings.
Like, yeah, my bad. The Warriors took out the Kings.
Who the hell?
Dude, I'm
Point
spacing.
is, when the Lakers were playing against the Warriors, Denver was playing against I can't remember the team at the moment, but
dang, yeah.
Leave
a comment, let us know.
Yeah, leave a comment. Yeah, let us know what that.
Fact
But, like,
check us on
Remind
this.
us.
yeah, absolutely. But like, no matter what, like, Denver was destroying whatever team they were playing, and the Lakers and Warriors were going back and forth. All the media attention went to the Lakers. Went to the Lakers completely.
Yes.
And even as a Laker fan, yeah, that's cool and all, but at the end of the day, when the Lakers win, they talk about it all out. But then when they lose, they talk about it like it's insane. They're always going to be in the spotlight.
Yes,
But at the end of the day,
especially
share
with
it.
LeBron.
Share it right now. This year, this season, Denver should have been getting all the spotlight. They were killing it. They've been special. I'm so happy for Denver.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the Suns. It was the Suns that they were playing against, and they were dominating the Suns too. Denver,
absolutely,
they dominated that series. They dominated every series they have played. And you're right. They still don't get the talk, and it's like. I thought it was really cool the way Mike Malone approached that.
Yes, of course.
And then I really loved this where he came out and talked about, I don't know if you guys saw this, but when he talked about Murray after his injury, and Murray considered himself like damaged goods. He's like, are you guys going to trade me because I got hurt now, and like, are you guys going to get rid of me? And Mike Malone stepped up and was like,
no, we love you. Like, you're gonna be here. Like, this is like we're gonna build here with you. Like, and having that like
The reassurance.
that not only
leadership.
and the love for your players and being there for your players. Like, I'm a big fan of what Mike Malone's doing in Denver and the team he's built, and also the camaraderie. They're very unselfish too. Like we talk about Jokic, like. He's such an unselfish star, like, and that whole team, like, just seems to be very, very unselfish, like, and it really does take that to win championships. Like, it's the biggest cliche in sports, but you know, every time any star player or anyone wins a ship, like, one of the first things they talk about is it's a family in the locker room. Like, we're so close, like we have each other, like, always, like, and you need that, like, and like if you don't have that, the chemistry's off. You know, like it's gotta be a brotherhood. It's got to be wanting to, like, you almost want the success more for your teammates than you want for yourself, like, and that's where I feel like you find those special, like, circumstances. Like,
absolutely.
So to go straight into the finals here.
Ooh, predictions?
We need predictions. We are obviously is 1-0 but for the Nuggets, but it is game 2 tonight. It is still anybody's series, but I need to hear from my boys. I need you to tell the people who is going to win the NBA Finals. Rudy, start us off.
You know who I'm going with? I've been going with them since before the playoffs. Realistically speaking, you know, I'm going to go with Denver. It's Denver's year. They're firing on all cylinders, everything. They're playing with someone. They look like they're having fun out there. Yeah. You know what I mean? And when the fun turns into wins, turns into all of that, like, you can't lose. You're not going to lose. I don't think they're going to sweep. I do think Miami's going to take at the very least, one. Okay. I do think they're going to take one. Okay. But I go with Denver. I go with Denver. Absolutely.
And who wins game 2 tonight?
Tonight, we're in Denver tonight. You know what? No, I'm going to go with Denver.
2-0?
I'm going to go with Denver. 2-0.
2-0.
It is important for the opposing team to steal one from the other opposing team's home. That is extremely important. But I don't think Miami has it. No, I don't. I want to see them do well, but they're not against Denver. Yeah. Not against Denver.
I hear you out. Ed, I need your take.
All right, so I've been riding with Hemi Butler since we've been talking about the playoffs. So I'm gonna still ride out with my dog because he's just been balling out of his mind. Yes, I feel like Vincent and Caleb, they gonna go crazy tonight. And I'm expecting Bam. Like, I feel like, I hope he figured it out because I think he got the toughest assignment out of everybody on the Heat.
Oh my God, yeah.
I feel like if he just slow him down a smidget and hit his shots, I got the Heat, and I think it's gonna be 1-1 tonight. So I'm going the Heat, going $100, bro. I want to see Jimmy. I feel like Jimmy just wants it, bro, so bad. I feel like he can do it. If he could pull this off, this might be one of the most weighted NBA rings of all time.
Like, especially being an 8th seed and going through the Celtics
and going to 7 games with the Celtics. Oh my goodness!
Taking out the number 1 seed Milwaukee Bucks in the first round.
That got to be a 30 for 30, right?
Can we also take the time to also say that the bubble was not a fluke?
The
bubble was not a fluke. Miami's been special.
Yes, they have.
You know what I mean? Denver's been special. It's just injuries. That's all it was.
LA.
Look at how it all came back into fruition. Lakers, Denver, Boston, and Miami, the last 4.
Crazy.
Oh, man.
Because Jamal Murray, he's still going crazy like he was in the bubble.
If not better. If not better. Honestly, like, and you know who's most happy about this is LeBron, because people like to put an asterisk next to the Lakers win because it was in the bubble, because it was a COVID championship. Like, so the Lakers and LeBron, especially, and AD are going, well, what now? Because you want to put an asterisk on us, but now it's the same teams that are at the top of the food chain, and we're well removed from the bubble, and we're back into the traditional going and playing in each other's home courts and having the crowd and dealing with all of that, you know. So it does give a little more credibility, in my opinion, to that championship that they won, because people are always, when you look at 2020, people are always going to have differing opinions about, like, the Dodgers and the Lakers championship wins because of it was different. So obviously it is going to be considered, you know, by others not as legitimate as a normal season would have been. But that doesn't change the fact that everyone's playing under these same circumstances. You know what I mean? Like, everyone had to play in the bubble. It wasn't like it was just one team. You know, everyone had to deal with that. So it does even the playing field. But there is always going to be those people So I feel like this helps legitimize that Lakers championship a little bit more in some people's eyes.
And you know what? I think now that I actually think about it, I think was a low-key tough ring because you don't have those fans.
Yeah.
You don't got people calling your name. So it's like you're going against more focused professionals.
Yes.
Absolutely. Now that I actually think about it.
When they only have basketball to think about and do. Because there's obviously going to be the people that, one of the craziest takes I saw this year was gosh, once again, please fact check me on this, but I do not remember. But one of the NBA players was Patrick Beverley. He said that the people he has played with that are the most talented, most gifted basketball players on planet Earth don't love the game. He said those are the ones that he's played with. The most talented dudes aren't the ones that are in love with the game. They just do it because it's a paycheck and because it's gonna make them money. So when you look at the bubble, everyone is there. They have nothing to do but basketball. Because there are gonna be guys when they're at home, they're still gonna go out clubbing, hanging out, dropping friggin' money at the strip club during the playoffs, because it may not mean as much to them as their teammates or the organization. But when you're in the bubble, those things were all taken away from these people. So all you had to do was go back to your hotel room and either get ready for the game or just or just be chilling waiting for the game. Nothing to distract, basically, is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
life to distract you.
That's why it could have been Miami. Let's just say Miami won that chip back in 2020.
Yeah.
I would still be saying this today. And what I'm saying is I just don't understand how people could find that as a fluke, as a Mickey Mouse ring, because at the end of the day, they all obeyed the protocols. They all had to be in that bubble, you know what I mean? And so at the end of the day, they had to be even more locked in. And it all just came down to, it separated the people that actually really wanted that ring and the ones that were just you know what, I'm just here because I'm in the playoffs now.
Yes.
I'm in the picture.
Going through the motions.
Who wanted it more? I don't know about you guys, but if you really go back to the whole entire playoff series of every team played in that year, that was some of the best basketball we've seen in a very long time.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah, they was going at it.
Exactly. And the teams that were successful, they were locked in. They were so locked in. There was no distractions. They all, it took a toll on them for sure because they were away from family even. They were away from their kids, of course. And some of them even had their families come visit them and do all that, of course. But at the end of the day, how bad did you want it? Given the circumstances, it's not like it was just the Heat and the Lakers that had to. No, every team that was in the playoffs had to go into the same protocols.
Yes.
Everything was the same. It just comes down to how bad you wanted it. So, that's why. Leave a comment, actually. I want to hear about what you guys think about why you think that chip was a Mickey Mouse ring. It was a fluke.
Yes.
Regardless whether it was the Lakers or Miami, it doesn't matter. I want to know why you guys think it was a fluke ring.
Yes.
Because I don't see it like that at all, personally.
And also,
then they just made the conditions harder for them to even win.
That's what I'm saying. And
I would love to hear that from people.
I'm trying to figure out, is it just because and I don't even like LeBron, but is it just because LeBron won it that it's an asterisk? So like Rudy said, if the Heat won it,
would there even be an asterisk?
Will we even be talking about it? Will we just be like, all right, they won it?
I'm not even a big LeBron fan either. I'm a Kobe fan.
So
I'm a Kobe and Michael fan. LeBron comes third to me, but
yeah.
Would that just have been an asterisk for whoever won that year? Is that what people saying, or is it just LeBron wouldn't have won because So that comment on that too. Let
us know. Yes, absolutely. And before I give my take, I'm so glad you guys brought this up. We want to know who you guys think are going to win the finals too.
Yes,
please let us know. So when we come back on our next episode next week, we're going to definitely highlight and see how much of you think is going to win for the Nuggets or how many of you guys think is going to win for the Heat. Let us know. Leave a comment. Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's see if you have something to say about it. Okay?
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
So I love that, obviously Rudy's been riding with Denver. He's been right about Denver all along. He has Denver winning tonight's game. He has Denver winning the series. Ed has been riding with Jimmy Butler.
Yes, sir.
He's been riding with the Heat. He has also been right, and he has the Heat winning tonight in Denver to tie the series at mano-a-mano 1-1 going into Miami, which would be huge for Miami because we all know as NBA fans, And if you don't know, the old adage is you ain't done anything till you won on the road. And so, as you mentioned, it is very important. You have to get a game on the road in a playoff series in the NBA. It's a must. And so tonight's game might be a must win, honestly, because Miami cannot afford to go down 2-0. Yeah. I don't think they can. On to my take. It's going to be Denver Nuggets as the NBA champions this year. My biggest reasoning for that is Miami looked very gassed going into Game 1. They just got out of a banger series, grueling 7 games, and Denver had the longest rest I can remember of a team going into the finals. True. And they just look like they cannot be beat. I don't think there is a team that can beat them, and it hurts me because I want Jimmy to get a ring, but I am also going to be very happy for Jokic and Murray if they pull this off, because they deserve a ring. Jokic deserves a ring 100%, but I just think they're more rested. I think they're more crisp. I think they're playing just overall better team basketball, whereas Miami has had to lean so much on Jimmy. They had to lean on Bam a lot in Game 1. I just don't think they have enough gas in the tank to take out Denver. And Denver specifically. I think if the Lakers and Denver would have gone to Game 6 or 7 and the Lakers made it out, and then the Heat made it out of their series, I think it would be. I might be saying a different story here, but I'm going with Denver. I'm going with Denver to win tonight. I'm going with Denver to sweep and go 4-0. I'm making a declaration. Sweep. They're going to sweep the series, back-to-back sweeps to win the Western Conference Finals and the Finals. They're going to have 8 wins in a row to finish off this NBA season. God. And that is just declaration. That is my
sweep
take.
Is crazy. Sweep is crazy.
It is possible, though. Anything is possible. Anything
is
possible.
Leave a comment if you think I'm crazy and I'm off my rocker and I'm an idiot. Tell me. Because a few of you have not been shy already, and I want you to keep that same energy.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I love it.
You guys. We definitely want to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
But also, I do want to ask you guys, but before I ask you guys this, I also want to just give a shout out to Carmelo Anthony, man. Congratulations on retirement. You are easily one of my personal favorite all time, mid-range god.
Oh, mid-range god.
It sucks that you didn't get the chip, but I know you're at peace with it. You know what I mean?
He is.
He's in good spirits about it.
He is, and I respect him for that, because nothing worse than that Charles Barkley syndrome. And unfortunately, Carmelo will always be in that same conversation. Yeah. But Charles Barkley is such an easy target because it bothers him.
Yeah,
absolutely. But then you put him in the same conversation as Allen Iverson, for example, too. Just one of the greats that just gets everybody's respect worldwide.
Everybody's respect.
He just unfortunately didn't get a ring.
That's
true.
You know
what I mean? But
that is true.
Melo, you are one of my favorites all time.
Amazing.
Just a bona fide scorer. Everything.
Yes.
Top 10.
Top
10 scorer of all time. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Easily.
And with the medals, they gotta let him in.
Absolutely.
Yes.
They gotta let him in.
And he revitalized a poor New York Knicks franchise that had been struggling to be relevant for years since the early 90s.
Absolutely.
And he revitalized them when he was traded there from the Denver Nuggets. So I really enjoyed watching Melo his entire career. I really enjoyed watching him put the New York Knicks back on the map for the period that he did when they were making playoff runs. They may not have gotten over the hump.
Jersey.
Yeah, retired.
Yes.
And did you guys see
the Jokic?
Yeah,
that's a tough because if Jokic raises the banner in Denver, you have to give it to him. You have to. You cannot. Melo, unfortunately, was not able to do that, and Jokic is on the cusp of possibly doing that, and you have to raise his jersey into the rafters with the championship. I just think their hands are tied at that point.
Yeah.
If they don't retire 15 in Denver, at least retire 7 in New York.
Yeah, because he brought a lot of life to the Garden.
He brought a lot of life to Denver too.
Yes,
that's why it sucks, but
yes.
it's just what it is.
Can we agree that probably because the Knicks right now probably have the brightest future that they've had? You got Brunson, you got Barrett, you got Randall, you got a really nice. They made it into the second round.
Really, for them.
I don't think they're here now without the Melo years. because
Absolutely.
Melo brought a lot of money, brought a lot of fanfare, brought a lot of playoff appearances.
Yeah.
You know, when he was rolling with Amari and they had that little core going for a while, you know, I really enjoyed that. Like, and that was Melo like really unleashing. Like he was
special.
He was going crazy in New York.
They said one of my favorite things I heard to describe Melo is they said that man could create space in a phone booth. And they are not like he only need like one dribble or just his triple threat alone. And you on that island, it's a wrap.
Man, I think
some of the best games that I've seen was when he was on the Knicks was playing against that Bulls team when they had D Rose, Carlos Boozer, and all that. Those matchups,
Joakim Noah, and oh my gosh, like
those matchups,
Kurt Heinrich.
Yeah,
Kurt Heinrich.
Kurt, baby.
Crazy, but salute to you, Melo.
Yeah,
always, man.
Enjoy retirement. You are a mid-range god. I've really put it.
We love you, Melo, especially when you battled Kobe in the Western Conference Finals.
God,
that's probably one of my favorite moments.
Yes,
but I love that he had like phases, man. He had Hoodie Melo.
Yeah.
Hoodie Melo was nasty.
But I know he just finally came out with Portland. You know, he was starting to come out more when he was playing with Portland for a bit, and then he did his thing with the Lakers. Obviously, Lakers, you know, shit didn't work out, but I mean, at the end of the day, man, we still love you.
Yeah,
always,
definitely.
No matter what.
Yeah.
But leading into that as well, now that obviously it's the finals, which means after that it's obviously season's over.
Yes.
So during this thing, we're trades.
Oh,
What are you guys thinking? Obviously, you got Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. They're both they could sign a max. Or do you think they'd go somewhere else? There's rumors going around that Lakers are looking into Trae Young. I personally hope that doesn't happen. Personally,
wow.
I hope.
Why?
It's just with Trae Young, man. I like his game. It's his mentality that I'm not much of a fan of. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I just feel like he just gets too caught up in the moment to where he'll make a joke out of it almost. And it kind of showed with wasn't DeJounte Murray basically like how I thought they were gonna be amazing together.
Yeah,
and like, they were amazing together. They were, but it's just I don't know, man. It's just something about Trae I feel isn't much of a good fit for the Lakers. But that's just personally me.
Okay.
I think what the Lakers need is another big. Absolutely, they need another big. So that Anthony Davis doesn't have to play the 5 anymore. Anthony Davis is a natural 4.
Yeah.
He shines at the 4 position, not the 5.
Yeah.
Although he held his own with the 5 for sure, but look at how he got exposed with Jokic, who's a natural 5. You know what I mean? And so I think that they need to find a very good 5.
That's a great point.
So that Anthony Davis could go back into his niche or where he's at. The Lakers definitely need a good big. Maybe even I don't know. I like Schroeder's game.
Yeah, I like
game.
Him.
You know what I mean?
Fits.
He's a good role player.
He fits.
Keep bringing him off the bench. I
Absolutely.
think. Like,
Russell gonna have to be a little more consistent.
Well, there's actually also a rumor going around that D'Lo, they're going to use him as a trading. To trade basically trading value. But for who, I wouldn't know personally. But what do you guys think as far as the offseason?
I'm gonna make a big one here. I've just been looking into the rumors and the whispers in the wind, and I think CP3's time is done in Phoenix. I think they're gonna move on from him. For his sake, for Ed's sake, he gotta find himself into a champion.
LeBron, pick him up.
Yeah, they need to find him into a championship situation. And honestly,
I wouldn't mind him in LA.
Yeah, honestly, it would be full circle from when he got denied to be traded back.
Yeah, they owe him that. Actually, y'all actually owe my boy that.
Yeah,
that's cold.
Because you know what would be an interesting one. You know this one I'm just kind of throwing something out there. But if Phoenix traded CP3 to Philadelphia, and you put CP3 with Embiid and give him that leadership and give him that veteran savvy to help lead the 76ers, and then you still got Maxey over there, hold on a minute in the East, because the East is kind of open. Like the West is got very top heavy, even though you have a lot of talent in the West. You know, you got the big hitters in LA and Denver and Phoenix. A lot of big hitters, and then you got the people like the Warriors who are kind of looking.
Kings up and coming.
Yeah, Kings up and coming. Yeah. But the literally the East is wide open every year. Why? Especially with I do truly think we touched on it already, but I do think the Celtics are going to kind of blow it up. That's definitely going to be some trading. You can't keep Tatum and Brown. You just can't. They're too similar. they don't give you enough variety on the floor. They don't give you enough to like they. You know what I noticed with the Celtics with their defense is they can switch off a lot, but they still don't have size. They still don't have a presence down low. So I definitely could see CP3 bringing the Sixers possibly to the Eastern Conference Finals, if not further, if they paired him with Embiid, kept Maxey, and then kind of just put role players around them. Because Harden apparently is going back to Houston. That's the word on the street. He's going back to Houston.
I don't think he's going to do anything with Houston personally.
I don't know why, but
is he just? I think he's just chasing the bag at that point.
Oh,
if he go back to Houston, he's just chasing the bag. At that
I don't
point.
know how bad that. I don't know if I don't even know if Harden wants a ring. Honestly, like I don't know if he truly wants to win a ring, or if he's just trying to just do what he does on his way out. Just be a scorer in the NBA, like I've never really felt like that just to die, like Kobe, like you could tell like he wanted to die for a ring, like or any ring that he ever won, he wanted to die for.
Too.
And Jimmy too, like you can feel it sometimes, especially being sports fans, like for as long as we have been, and being fans of the sport, like, you can just feel it from certain people. You can tell Denver, they're locked in. They have Wolverine focus, like when it comes to like getting this ring for Denver.
Facts.
Like every single game, Jokic, when he walks off the court, points at his daughter and points at his ring finger. Like it's
Locked
like
in.
That's his why.
It's literally it's the motivating factor for these players, and I just don't feel it or see it from Harden. I never have. I never have felt that it will kill him to not get a ring in the NBA. Like, so if he goes back to Houston, you're right. I think his championship aspirations are over. He's just trying to finish out his career at home and just make a bag, maybe one more really big bag to bring, because Houston needs that fanfare. They need the money. They need people to, because when they had Harden and they had that core with CP3, man, they were relevant. They were packing the house. They were one of the top teams in the West for a few years, and they've been at the bottom of the barrel for the past 3 or 4 years, So,
and the Spurs.
Like, the Spurs just cashed out on the big.
Oh my God!
Popovich might coach for another 20 years that they got.
Yeah, they got bro from overseas.
Yeah,
right?
Wembanyama.
KD 2.0.
Oh my God, he's the most touted player, in maybe since Derrick Rose coming out of the draft. I can't even think of the last time there was a clear cut, like everyone at the lottery knew that whoever got the first pick was getting this guy. Like I don't remember the last time it was that clear cut of a player coming out. Maybe KD, maybe Derrick Rose, where it was like obviously that's who's winning the lottery is getting this player. And so now the Spurs, like they just got to build around this kid. And if he's everything they say he is, like, and he's 7 foot. They might be ripe. They've got the coaching. I mean, Popovich is one of the greatest coaches of all time.
True.
He's got the resume. He's got the rings.
And the key to Wembanyama being special too, though, is he's durable. Somebody like that height that plays the way he plays, he can easily get injured. Look at KD, for example. That's a damn shame with KD, but
AD too.
Yeah, and AD too. You know what I mean? It's like,
big
to have that kind of skill set, you need to be durable. You can easily get injured. Your body's too big to be playing how you play.
Look at Zion. That dude has spent more than half of his NBA career on the bench. Like that dude cannot stay healthy. Like, and so like when I know Zion has a different build than Wembanyama, but he's still a big man and a lot of body. Like when you got a long body and a lot of body, you can get a lot more chance to get injured because a lot more space for things to happen. Yeah. Like, and a lot more force you're putting on yourself when you're jumping and you're doing all these things. Like, a lot more force you're bringing down.
That's a lot of weight going up and down.
Yes, and on a constant basis, too. Like, and a lot of and a lot more like damage you're taking from other people too, because you can get banged. Like I remember Dwight Howard used to talk about it all the time in his prime in Orlando. He would just get beat to hell and never get calls because he's the biggest guy on the court. Yeah. So it's like the refs are like, well, we ain't gonna call anything for you. You're huge. Like, and it's less obvious that you're getting banged up out there. Yeah. Like,
actually, I don't know how that reminded me, but it just reminded me too. Also, Phil Handy, the Lakers trainer. They caught him at the airport picking up Kyrie Irving, the LAX airport.
Oh man!
Now Kyrie ended up showing up to the last few games of the Lakers.
He did.
Playing, you know what I mean? And so Phil Handy picking him up from the airport, man. Honestly, dude, when there was rumor going around that Anthony Davis was either going to go to Chicago or the Lakers, I literally I called it. I'm like, he's going to go to LA. You know what else is going to come to LA is Kyrie. I was aiming for both of them. We obviously got AD. Right. The rest is history. The way Kyrie's been, obviously, the last few seasons, everybody knows. The whole planet knows how he's been. So,
yeah.
He was my favorite point guard all these years. But it's just his mentality. I never thought I'd say this, but I hope we don't get Kyrie on the Lakers. It's just because of how he is as a person. I mean, just what his mentality is on a lot of things. But if he could just separate those two with the NBA, God, man, that'd be scary. That'd be so scary.
I think you couldn't be more right. I almost feel like now it's a liability to bring Kyrie on into your franchise. Sucks, man. Like, he has been so selfish, like, these past few years. Like, when it comes to, you know, just his overall attitude about everything. Like, I feel like basketball keeps taking second, third place in his like life when all these other guys are like it's their first number one priority, you know. Yeah. And at least when you're in season, like, and I feel like it might be even too much of a distraction for LA to bring on Kyrie into what they got going on. I really like what they got going on. Like, I don't even know if they should trade D'Lo. Like, even though D'Lo had a poor postseason, I don't know if you give up on this team so quickly when they have young, like Hachimura and Austin Reeves.
I loved Hachimura.
Like,
love his game.
Yeah,
we should definitely keep him.
Like,
and I love how they're also learning from their mistakes when it comes to Reeves. Reeves is due for $100 million contract, something like that, right?
Yes.
And so
he's gonna make a bag.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Lakers organization is basically like, we're gonna match whatever you guys offer him. Finally, they're speaking up about it because they lost out on Brandon Ingram.
Yeah.
Julius Randle.
Yes.
Several.
They let a young, talented team like escape them, like Jordan Clarkson, Lonzo Ball. Like like they just let a lot of talent walk out the door. And I just feel like the Lakers actually have something cooking here, because if you get a healthy LeBron back, you get a healthy AD back, and you keep this kind of core together, maybe you add a couple more pieces. But damn, like, I mean, they were right there. Like, like if you have a healthy LeBron. All those Denver games were close. Like, you look on paper, you see a sweep, it's bad. But every single one of those games, I watched all 4 of them. I know we were all watching. Like, they were all very close. They weren't ever blowouts. Like, they were, and even in the first game that was a blowout, they brought it back within freaking 5 in the fourth quarter. So crazy. I think a healthy LeBron makes a big difference too. Like, and especially if he's remotivated to come back next year. Like, and if you pay Austin Reeves, like, hey, you might just need to add like one more piece. Maybe you do trade D'Lo, but I wouldn't add a Kyrie. I think Kyrie is gonna mess with your books. He's gonna mess with your money that you're trying to give to other players. Your young core that you have hopefully have learned, like, maybe keep these young core players instead of letting them walk and flourish in other places. Yeah. And not pay this man to come in here and be a distraction. And is he even going to give you what you need to make over the hump to go from the Western Conference Finals to the finals next year? Yeah. Like, I think you stay away from Kyrie. Like, and I'm one of the biggest LeBron haters. I've never been a LeBron fan. I've always rooted against him. Still one of the GOATs. Don't get me wrong. I'm a realist at the end of the day. But I will always dislike what Kyrie did after LeBron. Like, he hated being in his shadow and this and that. Yeah. It's like, bro, you wouldn't even have been where you are without LeBron. Like, you should have appreciated more, and you should have tried harder to keep it together. Like, he's the one who wanted to blow that up at the end of after their ring, because he thought that he could do it without LeBron. Well, look how that's turned out since.
You know what's funny? It kind of is like the Kobe Shaq.
Yeah, it's exactly like that.
It's kind of like that. Like, you know, if they just would have, like...
how many rings would they have? Like, and if LeBron could have kept keeping Kyrie in line,
they probably would have had more.
Probably would have had like 7.
Yeah,
but that's what the media... Damn, the media, boy.
Oh, yeah. Such a big influence. I kind
of feel them, though, because it's like... At some point,
that's before social media.
You'll probably get tired. Now I meant like the interview, like when they ask him the questions after the game. Like at some point, you kind of get tired of it. And it's like all right, bro. Let me create my own path. So
yeah,
I feel like he tried to do it and work out. I feel like he do realize like, it didn't work out. I shouldn't have let the media get to me. So honestly, I feel like if LA does get Kyrie, I feel like he will kick it into gear.
I would love that.
I think they low key.
You think so?
I think they low key miss each other.
You think so?
Low key.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
You know what? There's a part of me that wants to believe that. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I see why you think that. I do. That's interesting.
It's
interesting.
Because I just think like if he goes back with LeBron, they won one together, so he's an NBA champion. So I feel like if he get paired with LeBron again, he know what they can do because they've done it. Yeah, so he could probably be like, I could get another one.
Yeah.
So I feel like he'll just lock into that
AD
to a whole nother.
Dude.
Because it's great, because he already is a dog, but I feel like if he reunite with LeBron, he's just going to go even crazier, because now it's like, we got to go get this. So, that's my take on it, so that'll be kind of crazy.
No, that's actually a really good take on it, too, because the Lakers have multiple weapons that they can use. Let's say LeBron has an off night, AD shining. Let's say LeBron and AD are having an off night, Reeves goes off. You know what I mean? Let's say he goes off. Hachimura has like 25 a game. You know what I mean? So like, there's multiple pieces that they can definitely work with.
But you add Kyrie, it's disgusting, bro.
You know what, World? He might be convincing me, World.
He could score at will. Like, damn, he's really unguardable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it's like LeBron and AD and Reeves, they just off. You got Kyrie bringing the ball up. He could go for a quick 35. Just to have that in your arsenal, bro.
Unstoppable.
That would be scary.
You know, I want to throw this back out to you guys, like, especially for the LA fans out there. Like, tell us what you think. Yeah. Would you want Kyrie to be a Laker? Do you want him to come back to team up with LeBron again? Even non-LA fans, like, would you want to see that in the game of basketball next year? I know that would be must-see TV. Like, that would definitely put the Lakers in a great spot. Could you imagine Denver Nuggets, LA, for a 7-game series with Kyrie, LeBron, AD, and Reeves?
Jokic,
and then
Murray.
You've got Jokic, Murray. You got Michael Porter, Bruce Brown. Like, I mean, dude,
that Jamal Kyrie matchup will be crazy.
Crazy.
Because they both make tough shots.
Absolutely.
And pure scorer, two pure scorers that can get their bucket anywhere on the court.
Yeah.
Both of them. And they would also have to be playing, like, both of them would have to up their defensive game against each other on each side of the court. I mean, hey, there's definitely been rumors all season about Kyrie coming back with LeBron, and it would be very, very cool to see those two link back up and go for another ring together. Who knows? I mean, can the Lakers even afford giving Reeves $100 million and getting Kyrie? I think Kyrie would actually have to take a pay cut. Take a pay cut. Like, be willing. You've made your bags. Like, you've made your bag in Boston. You made your bag in Brooklyn. Take a pay cut and go for the ring with this Lakers squad. Because, I mean, even though LeBron may not retire this year, he definitely is, like, getting near that father time is knocking on his door too.
Yeah.
Like, even though he's still playing elite basketball, like, I don't know. I if Bronny goes to USC and he's a one and done and comes out in 2025, that's gonna be LeBron's last season, because he has said since he had Bronny that I want to play with my son, and then that's when I'm gonna wrap it up for a career. And he has literally nothing else to prove. He's the all-time scorer in NBA history.
Yeah.
He has 3 rings,
Four rings.
like 4 rings. Sorry, and so I mean, at this point, he has nothing left to prove. Like, absolutely nothing. Like, and he has no stats line that he needs to, like, achieve. At this point, he's just padding his stats to make it even harder for the future, like, to catch where he's at.
Yeah.
Like, so I do think that it depends on how long Bronny's going to be at USC, but I know that the days are numbered for LeBron. So I could see LeBron being like, Kyrie, if we're going to do this, it's got to be now. Like,
Man, it's just a tough pill to swallow sometimes, though, because look at what he did with Dallas was sitting second in the West earlier in the
and then
they didn't even make the playoffs. Second or third in the West.
That's a good point.
It's just, Dallas was rolling.
Yeah.
Luka, he was rolling.
I think that just threw off their whole
threw off everything.
Yeah.
And so that's another thing too that people need to know. Just because they're 2 star players and people, chip shit. No, dude, they have to mesh.
Yeah, and
the
it has
formula
to work.
needs to work.
Yes.
The entire team needs to work.
I couldn't agree more with that.
It has to. Like, for example, look what happened in Brooklyn. That was a disaster.
Oh, it was a disaster.
KD, James Harden, Kyrie, it was a disaster. You know what I mean?
They didn't even get close to like doing anything really. Like,
or even Brooklyn before when it was KG, Paul Pierce. You know what I mean? Like that team, it was a disaster. It just didn't flow. It just didn't flow. So your team, it has to flow, man. It has to. And if you can't just put two people together and think, oh yeah, we're gonna win chips. Like no,
it
doesn't, because one person's gonna have to sacrifice their game for the team. One of them is. You know what I mean? That's just what it is.
Yeah,
that's just what it is. So I don't know. Time will tell. We'll see. Side note as well, I ended up watching a video recently of it was a throwback video of Russell Westbrook. It was gonna be his first season when KD left to go to the Warriors. He had that commercial with that little Uzi Vert song, "Do What I Want."
Yeah,
that video, that commercial, man. I started looking into like the Thunder days with Russell. Oh my god,
he was going on. Mr. Triple Double.
I miss him. Oh, Russell was amazing to watch.
Mr. Triple Double, amazing. Talk about taking the team on your back when KD left you high and dry to go.
And the way he went about it too, though, he's like, okay, no, instead of him being like, oh fuck this guy, blah blah, no, he was just like, now I do what I want. Now I'm gonna have fun with this. And he did,
and he dominated.
Oh my god!
If he had a little bit of help during that time, oh my god, they were still making the playoffs. Like they were still doing. They were still a good team. Like you know, he just didn't have enough help once KD left. You know, like and that was unfortunate too that KD was a free agent, because if he would have got traded to the Warriors, like they would have had to give up something. They would have had to give up something, but more than something too, to get back. Like,
and that's why
give us Clay.
Oh my God, can you imagine Russell and Clay? Jeez,
and that's why it broke my heart though, man. When things played out the way they do with the Lakers, because at the end of the day, once again, he just wasn't a good fit. His skill set didn't complement rest of the team.
They had him spotting up in the corner. It's like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
y'all know that's not his game.
Yeah, that's not his game.
Yeah, shout out to Rob Pelinka,
I think unfortunately, Frank Vogel really did him dirty during that time, and Russell spoke out about Frank Vogel too, and just I don't think that relationship ever was mendable. And they both got, in the aftermath of that, they both got sent away. But Russell never got a fair shake in LA. I think it could have gone a lot better, for him.
He was excited to come to LA too.
He played at UCLA. He played. He was a Bruin. You know, they went to the national championship a couple years. He played with Kevin Love. The Bruins were nasty back then too. I just want to remind our people too, we are in the thick of the NBA playoffs and now the finals. It ain't gonna always be just basketball over here.
Yes.
We got some versatility.
We got a lot of things that we want to cover, but right now we gotta be focused on the NBA finals and the basketball. But oh boy, do we have a lot on the plate coming up. We're gonna start seeing movies together and coming right at you guys with our reviews, giving you our number out of 10, letting you know if it is a must see or if it's a pass. You know, one of my favorite things that I always like to do is I always consider now, do I go to the theater or do I wait to stream? And we're gonna let you guys know what we think you should do in that category. You know,
as well, and honestly as well, you guys want to reach out to us as well. What do you guys want to hear? Because we can talk DC, we can talk Marvel, we can talk Star Wars, we can talk movies, we can talk
fashion.
Damn near anything. Music, actors, any type of movie, anything. Just reach out, yo.
Reach out, please.
Let us know.
Comment. Let us know. We love to talk about it. Let us know what you guys want to hear about. Let us know what you want us to cover, and we will do it. We have a lot on our docket, a lot of things we want to approach, and a lot of things we want to talk about. Because we just got something to say about a lot of things. And I do want to segue out of basketball for a moment. Now that we got Rudy back with us, Ed and I, we're just very excited for the DC universe, dog, and what is coming down the pipe here in the next couple months. Not only the next couple months, but the next couple years. They got a whole docket of things that are coming out. I wanted to get your opinion on the Flash movie. Are you excited about the Flash movie? Do you think it's going to be good? Do you think it's going to bomb? Do you think that, what do you think about it?
You know what, man? When I had first found out that they were going to do a Flash movie involving, basically a Flashpoint storyline of it.
Flashpoint. Yes.
I was actually excited as hell because the Flashpoint storyline, in case you guys don't know, Flashpoint storyline is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
It is one of the greatest stories I've ever heard, period.
really
and
good.
they basically take it back to basically, in a sense, Thomas Wayne being Batman, while his wife not being able to deal with his son's death. Because in that storyline, in that universe, Bruce Wayne was the one that got killed while his parents had to deal with that. And the dad took it upon himself to become Batman. He started killing people, but he was that type of Batman.
He's savage. Thomas Wayne is savage.
Absolutely.
Batman.
While the mother lost her mind, she became Joker. And although Thomas Wayne can kill all kinds of people, he can't kill his wife. He can't kill the Joker, which is why she's still alive, causing havoc. That's that storyline. That storyline is phenomenal. It is amazing. And so when I ended up seeing the final product, though, I was actually severely underwhelmed. I was just like, damn it, dude, they kind of fumbled this. Personally speaking, I'm still excited to see it just because I love DC in general. I do, but I was just a little disappointed, to be honest with you. I was. It is good to see Michael Keaton's Batman, obviously a legend, of course, but I kind of thought, like, what was the point?
Yeah.
Almost. I was almost like that for me. What was the point? I loved Ben Affleck's Batman too. I loved it. I thought the people that handled that, his whole film history of being the Batman, was horribly done. Specifically Ben Affleck as Batman and his suit, everything about him. I thought that was amazing. So it's cool that they are bringing him back. I don't know for how long, but I don't know, man. I'm gonna watch it because I have a love for it, but I have low expectations just because of what I know Flashpoint to be.
Yes, yes. Because they're obviously going to change the story.
Absolutely.
They're not doing
Supergirl, why is she there?
Yes, yeah. And why is General Zod there?
Exactly. For what? Like, you guys fumbled this. DC keeps fumbling.
Yes, they do. Oh my god.
DC just keeps fumbling, man, and they know without a doubt they have a strong following. People that are also Team Marvel, they still love DC.
Yeah.
I love them both. I love them both equally.
And you'll hear from both of us. We will talk and appreciate both franchises. Like, there's no hate from any of the three of us. Like,
not at all.
But also, one thing I know about you, Rudy, like, is like you're like, I love that you know the source material on a lot of these subjects, and like this specific movie, I think is going to be all over the place. Like, I'm going in with very, very low expectations. Ed and I kind of touched on this already. Like, I am excited to see what they're going to do with all these different Batmans, but I also know that they're not going to be true to the actual storyline of Flashpoint, and I already know that Ezra Miller has been fucking up bad for like a while. So I know this is even if we do like this movie, this is going to be his last, I think, being the Flash, because James Gunn, who's the director of the first three or the three Guardians movies, he's taken over. Ed and I touched on that. He's got a whole slate of things coming out. He's doing a new. He's doing Batman and Damian Wayne. He's doing Batman and the Bold. He's gonna have a brand new Batman. He's doing Superman Legacy, which he's gonna have a brand new Superman as well. He's literally resetting the DCU again. Like, and so. I don't know what I like James Gunn. I really enjoy what he does. I think he's a good director. I don't know if he's going to be able to save DC, but someone needs to, because this has been a mess for forever. Like,
I don't understand. That's the thing I don't understand is, you guys have the source material.
Yeah,
it's already there in front of you. You guys don't need to make a story. Yeah. You guys don't.
Yeah, I agree.
I just don't understand. Like, for example, even with like Endgame and Infinity War, right? They used the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, the saga. Obviously, there was a lot of things that they did change for sure, but they kept the main thing.
But the main,
though,
yes.
That was basically what it was.
If it ain't broke,
don't fix it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how hard... I don't want to say how hard is it, because I don't know. I'm not a filmmaker, of course. I know there's got to be licenses. I know there's a whole process to it, but it's like, plot is there already.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
it's laid out for you.
Copy it.
Yeah.
That's all we gotta see.
Yeah.
That's all we want to see.
I agree. Especially with the DC and Batman, like... Batman has such a rich history.
God, I can go for hours about Batman.
Yeah, you could go to like Death in the Family. You could go to like The Killing Joke. You could go to
Under the Red Hood.
Yes, oh my God, Hush. Or Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns. Like, in fact, I was watching an interview with Ben Affleck talking about how when Zack Snyder was trying to convince him to be Batman, he was saying, he's like, I'm old. Like, I don't know what.
Right.
Like, I don't know what you want me to do. And like, as Batman, and he was like, yeah, but I want to do the Frank Miller, The Dark Knight Returns, which is an older, grittier Batman. He's in his 50s. He's kind of like, he's been beat up. He's been broken. He's a little more hardcore. Like, and see, the idea was good, but then they didn't use him correctly. Like even Zack Snyder, like, and Zack Snyder kind of got done dirty by DC as well, which is all part of their mess. But it was like, why not just do directly? They should have done a direct Batman movie from. That is one of the most storied and appreciated and well known Batman arcs in history. Like, is the Frank Miller Batmans. Like, and if you haven't read them, I highly recommend checking them out. They are amazing.
I'm a grab one.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it revitalized Batman in the early '90s, like because it was like a story they hadn't told before, but like.
I just watched it the other day, even Batman vs Superman, that movie.
Yeah,
I literally watched it 2 days ago. That's still one of my favorite DC.
That was good.
Because I enjoyed it, dude. I did. I just enjoyed Batman. I enjoyed his suit. Yeah, everything about it. I just enjoyed it so much. And then when they gave us Justice League right away, like, why?
And Justice League was when Joss Whedon took over from unfortunately for Zack Snyder, when his daughter committed suicide and he had to step away. Of course, they brought in a different director. They fumbled that whole thing.
They should have waited.
They should have waited.
Just wait, bro.
Because when you have, like, dude, when you go back, not to flip-flop, but when you go back to Marvel Avengers, how amazing of a job they did with that first Avengers movie. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed that first one. You could tell they took their time. They told a good story. That, in fact, that's still that Avengers movie where Marvel does such a good job, is it set the base for all the next movies to come, all the next solo movies, like Iron Man dealing with his PTSD still from Avengers and dealing and coming full circle in Endgame and sacrificing himself from when he saw the future in Age of Ultron.
I watched that last night.
Like, dude,
it's
such a
classic,
good, such a well told story, like a through storyline, not just telling these single stories that don't make sense. Like, and that's where DC is just throwing out stuff that doesn't connect with each other.
And they have, like you said, you have the pieces. Like, bro, you had Justice League. Not say bite off from Marvel, but you can set up something like where the characters
set up the idea. Set up the movie. Have their own movies, their standalone movies, so that we can build that relationship with
like
them. We
Justice
learn to
like
them.
bro, it's so much potential for Justice League.
So much potential.
Oh my God,
and that movie was such trash, dude. It was so bad. I am not, like, when it comes to, like, I'm such a nerd and a geek when it comes to Marvel and DC. I'm really not that hard to please, but I do want to see a good story being told and a good movie being made. And that Justice League that was made was just not good. It just was not good at all. And I think that, like, it's been proven, like, with the way that it was received, the way that everything. There was the whole reason that they came out with the Snyder Cut, because people wanted to see.
It was better.
It was better. It was a lot better.
That was good.
The villain was so much better. The storyline was so much better. Like, you got to see the history of Darkseid, and you got to see, like, it was way better than, even if that wasn't a phenomenal movie, it was so much better than the first Justice League. And if they would have just taken their time and let Zack Snyder finish his vision instead of trying to rush and get this shit out, like, and then they did the same thing with the Suicide Squad. Like, David Ayer had his cut. Like, there's still a cut out there with the Ayer cut because they didn't want it to be so dark, and they want.
See, that's what makes DC great, though.
Yeah.
DC is the dark side of it.
Marvel, let it be what it was made to be.
Mature themes. And then look how stupid this is of DC too. They chopped up that movie and made it bad because they didn't want it to be so dark. But then they brought in James Gunn and they did the recent Suicide Squad, which was a really good movie.
Yeah, that was good.
And that was dark as hell. Like, and it was gruesome, it was gory, and it was a great movie. It was a great fucking movie. And so what was the reasoning then for you to take away from the other one only to have a darker one come out with more gore and more blood in the future? If you should have just let that one be, because there is so much Jared Leto Joker footage that was left on the cutting room floor that he was furious because they cut out basically his whole Joker in the first Suicide Squad. They cut all this stuff.
He barely
he's barely in that movie.
Screen. I only remember him being like a helicopter.
He's barely in that movie, and you see Batman for like a second. But then you go to like the Snyder Cut, and one of my favorite scenes in the Snyder Cut is in the at the end of the movie in the Apocalypse when Joker's talking to Batman directly about how he killed Robin and like how Robin was screaming when like he died, and I was like, that's from like Death in the Family, this is like this is what people want to see.
Yeah.
Like people want to see
another
this
reason
shit.
why I like that Batman v Superman, because although they didn't touch on it, they did a whole scene where he looked back and he saw the Robin running in the case
glass
with
suit.
oh
like,
man,
Yeah.
little things. I like those little things like that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I do.
Yes.
So I don't know, man.
Can we please get a Robin movie?
Thank you.
Please.
And then can we get a Nightwing movie directly after that, please?
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Jeez, the greatest sidekick of all time doesn't have a movie.
Ed, I couldn't agree more with Ed. Like, and I think you can agree, like that, like maybe the most disrespected DC character in this whole thing is Dick Grayson, like the original Robin. Like, I don't understand how he has been sidelined constantly to not give us something when it comes to like his character and his and not only does Dick Grayson start as Robin, but he becomes Nightwing, who is in a very important character in the Batman universe, and we have seen nothing of that. We have seen zero of that. And even with this new, even though, don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed Battinson. I enjoyed
I liked the movie a lot, actually.
I did too.
I really enjoyed it, but apparently they're not in the DC universe.
Yes, exactly. Like, they're in like the side DC universe.
What does that even mean?
Like, and so when it comes to that character and like where has that been? Like, and I think Ed couldn't be more right. Like, let's get a solo Dick Grayson movie, and then hopefully, because now we're getting Damian Wayne, which is kind of cool because he is Bruce Wayne's son, but
they're doing it all wrong.
They're doing it all wrong because you skipped
the last Robin.
Yeah, but you haven't even done Tim
Dick
Drake
Grayson,
either.
Tim Drake, Jason Todd.
Yeah, none of them.
You could go with Jason. There's so much film out there. You could turn Jason Todd into the Red Hood.
Yeah, and do a Red Hood.
There's so many movies you can build off of. Just be patient.
Just
be patient.
Be patient. Can you imagine a Red Hood like live action movie? It'd basically be DC's version of John Wick. Like, you could just make a DC version of John Wick with Red Hood, and it would be so badass because he would just be tearing shit up like in the city.
Wonder Woman was like, pretty good.
Yeah. Wonder Woman was great, but then I didn't like.
Part 2 was trash.
I didn't even watch part 2 because so many people told me don't waste your time.
Yeah,
like
it'll piss you
off.
And
once again fumbling the bag, like when it comes to that. Like,
some tell me they rushed that one too. That going.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, like.
But also, I think the other
what's
thing
the
too,
rush, bro?
I think like my dream Batman plot though is actually stemming from Arkham Asylum, because I think it's amazing. Let's say the story, long story short, it starts off with Batman. So he basically arrests the Rogues Gallery. All that stuff is Joker. He finally gets Joker. Joker allows himself to get caught. He gets him inside Arkham Asylum where the Rogues Gallery is.
Yes.
Then out of nowhere, they take over the entire Arkham Asylum. And they trap Batman in, and he needs to fight his way out. I think that would be a phenomenal plot.
Oh, yes.
I think that would be amazing.
Hey, Rudy,
why not?
apply, man. They need you in there.
Yeah, let's get
for real.
Rudy in the
hire him up, man. Rudy.
Can he be the right-hand man of James Gunn to be
For
going, bro, you need to
I want
get
to see everything you're talking about. Right?
Anything.
Oh my god, man, that's amazing. Like I remember playing that, and then in Arkham Knight, the ending for Arkham Knight was also amazing because the last guy in that one, they took over the city. Last one in that one, I don't know if you guys have played the game. Scarecrow was the last villain, and he injected him, did all that, whatever. Long story short, Bruce Wayne ended up finding out that he's more Batman than he is Bruce Wayne. And in order for him to be himself, to be Batman, he had to kill both sides of him. So he faked his death. You know what I mean? He faked his death. That's all it was. They arrested him, everything, whatever. Life goes on. And now that Batman can now reinstill that fear into people, because now there's this other guy that's attacking these villains and everything, and they think, oh, it's not Bruce Wayne, he's dead, so then who's this guy? You know, that whole, I don't know. There's
that would be cool.
Plots.
Yeah.
See,
there's
like,
different plots.
I hate that, like, you make such a good point because now that they're resetting DC because of James Gunn, even though I'm gonna give him a fair shot, he is skipping over all of these great building
stories.
Blocks so that we actually care. Now we're gonna have a brand new Batman, and we're gonna have Damian Wayne. Like, we don't even care about this Bruce Wayne yet.
Not at all.
Like, it's like we haven't built any. Like, look at Tony Stark. Like, from Iron Man 1 to Endgame, we cared about this man. We went through so much with this guy, and then you get to his final story. Like, it was emotional. It was a lot. Like, and him sacrificing himself. But would it have mattered if we just got introduced to him and he sacrificed himself in the movie? Probably not. But after seeing him from the very start and building that character and building the relationships with the other Avengers and the things the shit they all went through. Like, we've gotten none of that with the storytelling in DC. And so now we're going to get a brand new characters of the same people we've seen, and it's just disappointing because you just don't have that history. You don't have that, like, and so how long before are we going to have to wait to get a proper Justice League movie? Or are we ever even going to get a Justice League movie now? Like, and I hope so. Like, I hope they, because there's so many other there's so many characters that Marvel's bringing out, like the Guardians. Like, no one really knew about the Guardians of the Galaxy for the most part. And then they made these great characters from the source material. But where is the Green Arrow at? Where are these side heroes in the DC universe that have just been sidelined? Like, they were not a Green Lantern. Like, you had that random fucking movie with Ryan Reynolds, and then you've never seen Green Lantern again.
How they fumbled Black Adam.
Yeah, Black Adam.
And they fumbled Shazam.
Yeah, they're
like, it's just fumbling. It's like, follow the formula.
Yeah, like
follow Marvel's formula. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
As a fan, we're not gonna give a damn that you guys are following. You guys are doing it right.
Yeah, you're doing it right.
Marvel just proved that that's the right formula to use. That's all they did.
Yes,
that's all they did. Just follow it.
Yeah,
what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. And you're just gonna continue to put out like mediocre films and mediocre stories if you don't like kind of wake up to this, like, and realize people want to be told a story not from A to B but from A to Z, and then that's where we're really gonna be caring about these characters, really want to be invested in these movies, in these storylines. Like, you have to like realize that. So I hope at least with this new Superman and Batman we get some semblance of starting over and actually building, instead of being like, oh, we're going to give you this Batman movie and then we're just going to leave it alone after that and we're going to tell all these other stories. No, give us a Batman movie and have him keep showing up in all these other projects and seeing that he's still around, creating relationships, maybe building the Justice League, like something that it creates a larger story in the long run, something that's going to come together. That's all I ask for the DC.
Like, what's so beautiful about longevity too? Have the vision. So after you create Justice League, you make those stories. Then that's when that also coincides with the Dark Knight Returns story, like him getting older, right? So now that that's done and he becomes older, guess who you could turn it into? Batman Beyond.
Oh,
that you can follow that storyline.
And why have they not done that by now? Are you kidding?
You guys have it all there.
Like, the fact they haven't done Batman Beyond.
You can literally start with Batman Year One. And the casting, though, that's the one thing that DC has done right. Casting. I thought Gal Gadot was perfect for Wonder Woman. I thought Henry Cavill was perfect for Superman.
He should still be Superman.
Absolutely. And personally, I like Ben Affleck as Batman. I do, as an older Batman.
Yes, as the older, grittier Batman. Yes.
Like, you guys, the casting isn't the issue. It's the actual final product. That's just what it is, man.
I couldn't agree more with when you said Batman Beyond. That just like blew my mind, because I was like, the fact that they haven't even done that yet as just a solo project is like beyond me, because like, and no pun intended.
I like that,
because that would be like, now we have the technology, we have everything you could need to make a badass Batman Beyond, and it would be so sick. It would be so freaking cool. Like, and hopefully, going off what Rudy said, now you should wait, because tell us the story let us get invested in the Batman.
Yes, I'm down for another Year One.
Yeah,
I'm down.
Yeah, me too.
I'm down.
Because
or
then
Robert Pattinson, he started in Year Two.
Dude, I'm more invested in that than anything else that is going on. I'll watch the new Batman, but I want to see Batman 2 with Robert Pattinson. I really enjoyed that.
That was good.
So realistic in a real world setting. A serial killer like Riddler being a serial killer is a very realistic telling of a story. Like that was the most realistic Batman that's been told, in my opinion. When it comes to like being like, could this happen in the real world? All of that 100% could be happening right now. Like, there could be a serial killer killing off city officials that they feel is like failing the city, like, and doing dirty things behind. Yeah, amazing.
Riddler was amazing.
I like how you got to see Batman like bad days.
Yeah,
and he come back to the Batcave and he take his suit off and you see he got beat up.
Yeah, he got beat up. Yeah,
absolutely.
And he doesn't sleep.
The Batmobile.
That
was so clean.
That was the most realistic Batmobile too, because that was like a car that someone could actually build. Like, unlike these, like, and don't get me wrong, like, I enjoy all the futuristic, like the Tumbler and the Christopher Nolan series was badass, and You know,
amazing.
like
I thought it was amazing.
And even I really enjoyed the Val Kilmer like the Batwing and the Batmobile and stuff. But like just everything about the Battinson felt real. Like I was like, man, this could be a Batman that exists in this life. Like
he used a lot more of his detective skills.
Yes, like
which it made it more realistic.
You got to see the research, side of Batman.
Yes, and
so
him going through the crime scene and seeing
build off
things
of that
like,
as well.
Yeah,
and then the Penguin,
loved
who
it.
played the Penguin?
I never cared for the Penguin ever. Like over a decade, I never cared for Penguin.
Yeah,
but this movie, amazing.
Yeah,
he was in his bag.
Yeah, he was also the comedic relief in the movie.
Yes.
So and then also Catwoman too. I thought she did amazing.
Yeah, she did great.
Zoe did amazing.
Yeah. Like oh my gosh, like give me more of that. I'm into that universe.
Y'all on the right path with that way.
But also with Joker, you guys hinted Joker. Now don't make another gangster Joker. Jack Nicholson will be the greatest gangster Joker ever.
Shout out to him.
Yes, of course. But what's his name from Suicide Squad?
Jared Leto.
I thought he did horrible. I thought he was just a terrible Joker, in my opinion.
That was a fumble.
It was just horrible. So give that Joker a break. I love that. What's his name? That passed, unfortunately.
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger did an amazing one as like the anarchist. The anarchist side of Joker. Yeah. And I think that's what you guys got to build off on. That's what they should build off on. Anarchist Joker who's just having fun while he's doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's poking at Batman because he knows Batman's not going to kill him because of his one rule.
Yeah. So
he knows that he just keeps and he's having fun with it. That right there, the back and forth, phenomenal.
Yeah, take your time and cast like a really good like Joker. Like I know it'll never be like in the Heath Ledger conversation, but like I really like where you're coming with the fact that that's what makes Joker so sick in the head is that it's funny. It is funny to him. That's the whole point of him being the Joker. Like it's fun. It's fun to kill and hurt people and to do these things. And like that's what you gotta like. That's gonna be the scariest thing too is seeing an unhinged Joker that is actually laughing and enjoying these things that are happening to him or that he's doing to other people because that's what makes him who he is.
And like, that's what's so DC's fumbling. Like okay, Superman, I don't know, personally speaking, I never fully cared for Superman. I really didn't. Wonder Woman 2, no, but Batman, man, like DC's fumbling such a bag with Batman. Batman has so much source material because personally speaking, he has even better than Marvel. He has the greatest villains. Scarecrow, Joker, Bane, Killer Croc. You have all these villains that you can build an origin story on. I would love to see one on Scarecrow. Oh my god,
Mr. Freeze.
Oh my god, Mr. Freeze.
All of them since what? Batman
Arnold?
Forever.
Yeah, with Arnold. And what a like,
and they fumbled it.
That could be his money back. Because look at me with Marvel. Nobody really gave a shit about Iron Man in like the 70s, 80s, 90s. No one really cared for him. No. And then they put him on the map with freaking Robert Downey Jr.
Oh yeah, they put him on the map.
Yeah. So
he wasn't the face of Marvel. Like he
wasn't at all.
He wasn't. You know, there was. I would say more of like Captain America and Thor and Spider-Man. These were all like faces of Marvel. Like and Iron Man was there. Don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't say he was in the top. Like as Batman is clearly the head of DC in my opinion. Like
me too.
And like you said with all of these. With all of these, the villains, and the stories of these villains, like where they created
stories for them. Yeah, they were human beings. Yes. They weren't like super powered. Yes. They were regular human beings that were just fucked up in the head because of fucked up situations.
Yes, and that's why I always felt for like Mr. Freeze too, like because this dude's trying to save his wife who's like dying of a rare disease. Like he's doing what he can. What he has to do, like for his wife, like, and even the Joker's, like his backstories too that have been told over the years.
Killer Croc, being born with like his mother died when he was born. He had a rare skin condition. His dad gave him up because he didn't want to deal with him. Gave him up to the aunt. The aunt would beat the hell out of him.
Yeah.
Growing up and everything. So one day he had it and he ate her.
Yeah,
he ate her. Like
can't you blame him?
He murdered his aunt for the trauma. He murdered her and then he was locked up. Did all of that. But like, there's stories that you can tell, man. There's
I think they did Joker perfect, like that last Joker movie.
Oh yeah,
like, why you got to see the build up to like why he was the way he was.
Yeah, I don't think that was the actual Joker. I think what I loved about that movie was that it wasn't that he was Batman's Joker. I think he just created the idea.
Yeah,
he was the idea of Joker.
You know what I mean? Like he was the first, like to like so like there. So then the Joker's out there going like, oh, like this is who I want to be like almost. Like
man.
that story was really well told though. Like and
dope.
watching what he was going through and his condition, like with his like laughing and stuff, how that was actually a condition that he had, like that he couldn't help.
Yeah.
Like it's there. It's like we were saying, like it is there. That these stories are there to be told and they're just not doing it. And it's like I'll never understand. And James Gunn is like, please, like, I hope you tell these stories and like
I hope you don't
like,
fumble.
And don't fumble this really great opportunity he has like in front of him. Like and you know what? Let us know in the comments like what you guys want to see. Is there a character that you think is being overlooked, or a movie that should be made, or a storyline in the comic books that you really want to see? Like there's so many great thick storylines that are over the years, like you know, Rudy, we've talked about it with Marvel, like, and DC. Like there's so many of these great stories.
Absolutely.
Like tell us if there's one we're forgetting or one that you really want to see, and one that, you know, like you've been waiting for, like I said, like Ed and I said, we've been waiting for a freaking Robin movie for I think forever.
Come
and I don't know when we're gonna get one.
Since Batman Forever.
Like yeah, we got a taste in those movies, but that was, you know, shout out to Chris O'Donnell. I enjoyed his Robins, but like I want to see his story alone. I want to see him before Batman found him, before his parents died. And I want to see him get introduced to Batman, and then keep bringing him back, keep bringing keep a consistent. I hope we get an actor who's going to play Batman who's willing to do 10, 12 years of telling stories.
Dedicate
like
to the role.
Yeah,
let's do it right. You know, let's do it right.
I don't want to see 5 Batmans in the next 10 years. Like I want to see one. Like 2 because the DC Batman, and then I want to keep seeing Robert Pattinson. Let's get 3 or 4 more of those movies and keep those stories going, because you know, like I know at least those are going to be separate from each other. This Batman, this Brave and the Bold with Damian Wayne is going to be separate from Robert Pattinson, and that is fine. But keep telling us those Robert Pattinson stories, because I really enjoyed that movie. Really am excited for the next one to come out, and I think next year is when Batman 2 is supposed to come out. Late next year.
Even I was surprised at how good the Riddler was.
Oh, so good.
I never took the Riddler serious personally. Historically, never.
Yeah.
They made him into, he was a terrorist. That was a terrorist right there. Phenomenal. So it's like, if you guys can turn him into what he was in that movie, can you imagine like Scarecrow?
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine Joker?
Oh
man, I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
If anything, I'm more excited for that than anything DC.
Or the Mad Hatter, someone like that.
And, oh my God, forget it. Oops.
Or
any of those, man.
What was the name of the guy with the puppet who had like a mental disorder, and he?
It was the ventriloquist.
Yeah, that one too would be really cool.
Man. But even Bane, man, like I want to see more Bane.
A solo Bane movie.
Tom Hardy's Bane.
Yeah.
I loved Tom Hardy's Bane. I hated the way he went out in that movie, but the entire build up to that point, oh my god,
he was whooping back.
Yeah,
the backbreaker.
And that was straight from the comic books too, when he breaks his back. Like, oh man. But see, credit to Christopher Nolan, because in his 3 movies he told a very consistent story from start to finish. Like, and it all made sense. Like, and so, you know, but once again, like, that was just, he only did those 3 movies, which was great. But we need something similar to that. We need it to be consistent, DC.
Yeah.
James Gunn, make it consistent. Make it make sense. Keep telling these stories, and I'm telling you, like, you could bring DC, like, they're at this point, they're at the bottom, and there's nowhere to go but up. Like, all he can do is build it up at this point. Like, it can't get any worse than it was, like, that it's been. So,
and also though too, I don't want to steer away from that. Marvel, I want to know what you guys think as far as Wolverine. That's my favorite Marvel all time right here.
Oh, I love that Hugh Jackman's coming back.
Me too, but like, I think he's just going to come back for this one.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So my question is, who do y'all think should take up his role?
Oh, wow.
It's so crazy because I almost think you can't really replace him.
It's like replacing Robert Downey Jr.
He's been our Wolverine for so long, bro.
I have baby photos of me dressing up as Wolverine.
Hell yeah.
4 years old, I had little butter knives in my hand, everything, man. Like, I die hard since day one.
I wish you could just do it forever, bro.
I know, man. I know.
I can't think of nobody. I'm not even gonna lie. I can't.
I mean, there was a couple people though that they were thinking. I know they were thinking Tom Hardy being one of them.
See, Tom Hardy would be kind of sick. Like it's just because he's such a good actor too, and
he's an amazing actor.
So he like dives into his roles too. Like he's such a gritty character in all of his movies. Like Tom Hardy is actually like a great choice. Like I'm trying to think of even anyone else that could even like. Honestly, have you guys watched The Boys?
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
you haven't
seen it. I'm sorry, world. I'm sorry,
Rudy.
No,
do it tonight, episode 1. Tell us what you think.
Like, because we need to get Rudy's review on The Boys back to you people.
Yeah,
because I think Homelander could be a good Wolverine. Like I think he could be.
Yeah, he kills that role.
Oh, I'd have to see the show before I even say anything.
Oh, I know, but highly recommend you watch the book. And I'm so jealous too because he's got 3 seasons again where he doesn't have to wait.
You can just watch binge them all.
Yeah, and oh my goodness,
I do have to finish the last season.
Even Billy Butcher could be Wolverine.
Dude, he does have the look. Billy Butcher has the look. You know what? Yeah. I could see that too.
I wouldn't even know.
Damn, he does have the look.
Yeah,
out of everybody, he has the look. 100%, he has the Wolverine look.
I think that could be 2 people, in my opinion. That could definitely maybe. Once again, Hugh Jackman's gonna always be on his own kind of tier, his own pedestal, and he should be there. He is Wolverine. He is amazing as Wolverine. For sure. I cannot wait to. I think he will be his last run in Deadpool 3, but I cannot wait to see. Also, cool. Because they do allow Deadpool to be R-rated, it's going to be even better.
Yes.
Because I always thought that the only hindrance to Wolverine was that he always had to be in PG-13 movies. Yep. Logan was insanely awesome.
Amazing.
And it was R-rated.
Logan was
yes.
tears.
He got to be like the Wolverine I've been waiting to see, just gritty, like violent, and I know that's what we're gonna get in Deadpool 3 because it is able to get an R rating. It's gonna be amazing. But that movie is very much dealing with time travel. There are rumors that James Marsden's coming back as Cyclops, Halle Berry's coming back as Storm, Jean Grey is coming back.
Let's go.
So I think it's gonna be a very much of a time travel movie. So I do think we're going to leave Wolverine at some point in that movie as Hugh Jackman. I'm so grateful we're getting one more run with him.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But if for all the Boys fans out there, I would say Billy Butcher, I can't remember the actor's name, but Anthony Starr is the actor for Homelander. Those 2 I think could definitely be a great choice for the next Wolverine. That would be the first names that come to my head. We need to get Rudy on The Boys ASAP.
Yeah, bro. You have to, bro. You're gonna be so hooked.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Especially if you're gonna be hooked. You're gonna be hooked.
Talk about doing superheroes right and telling a crazy story.
Just get you that different perspective of a hero, bro. And it is.
I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I'm hooked. I'll watch it.
First 5 minutes, bro, you're going to be like, what the?
Yeah. Oh, my. You're going to be... I can't wait to just see Rudy's reactions going forward on these episodes of you. I think we need to get on a 3 episodes a week for this man.
Call it Rudy Updates.
Yeah, Rudy Updates.
Rudy Updates.
We come at you with a Rudy update on our next episode.
Stay tuned, world. Stay tuned. I'm gonna watch it. I'll watch it. I'll start it today.
I need to know what you think about this show. Especially knowing how much of a DC and Marvel fan you are. This is something else, and it is. I don't even have words for it. It's just. Hey, please, somebody comment and let this man know about The Boys. Don't let it just be us two.
Yeah.
Let us know what you guys think about The Boys. Tell us if you like it, if you don't like it, if you just tell us what you think. But Rudy, who do you think should be the next Wolverine? Throwing that question right back at you.
Oh God, man. I mean, that's a very tough question. I have so much love and adoration for Logan. So much. That's my guy. That's been my guy since day. Honestly, man, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. it's just I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah.
I don't, because I just want it to be Hugh Jackman.
Yes, I would love it just to be Hugh Jackman.
Because that Logan movie was a let me remind you type of movie. That's what that was.
Yes, it was.
I recently watched the Wolverine, the one where he went to Japan and everything.
Yes.
It was phenomenal. I thought it was great.
I enjoyed that.
That was good.
He was in his best physical form, everything. You know what I mean? And he kind of also reminded us in Days of Future Past, because that was the one after
that
the
movie
Wolverine.
was dope.
Phenomenal as well. And so it's like, it's not just about being that vicious motherfucker, dude. You got to be able to be funny too.
Yeah.
Wolverine had his little jabs.
He's
you know
funny as hell.
Like, he's funny, dude. And so it's like, you want that. You need that.
You need that
and
juxtaposition.
So it's not just about being that serious character. You got to be able to like see if you could turn it off and on. That's why I think that Deadpool Wolverine is going to work so well. Because Wade Wilson, that's how he is too.
Yes.
Deadpool's movies are easily some of the funniest I've seen in my life, but they also have extremely serious, dark ass moments too.
Both movies too.
Both of them. So shout out to them for that as
Maximum
well.
effort.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, honestly, man, I couldn't tell you. Time will tell.
Yeah.
I gotta put some thought into it, man. I don't know.
They better really, because I know that the rumors of the past couple years is that Marvel's like moving into making the new X-Men for them. Like Marvel hasn't had the rights. Fox has always owned the rights to Spider-Man, and Sony has the rights to Spider-Man, but Fox has always had the rights to X-Men. And so now Marvel's finally like making those deals to where they're going to get the X-Men back.
Let's go.
And so they have to be so careful in their casting to make sure that they cast all these like cherished X-Men. Because I'm a big X-Men kid. I watched the 90s cartoon show religiously.
Man, those were
my god,
classic.
Like
Gambit was a monster.
Gambit is my favorite. Where's the Gambit movie?
I showed X-Men was so hard that I showed Ed how Chris Brown stole the theme song for Wall to Wall.
Oh yeah, bro! And I heard that song so many times. I never caught that, but yeah,
it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, he's like, I'll have to show that to you too, Rudy. Like when you listen to Wall to Wall, he samples the intro, the Wolverine to the X-Men TV show. He literally has it in the in the background.
Crazy.
I definitely gotta peep that.
And check that out, people, because it's crazy. If you were a fan of the show and you remember the intro and you listen to that song, you will hear it. You will hear it almost immediately in the background.
But then also the freaking Kang the Conqueror though, man.
Oh, that's coming out.
Oh wait,
no, my bad. I was thinking about something else, but
Kang the Conqueror. Honestly, I think even the cast selection was phenomenal. I think him as a person, he's amazing. I think Kang, that storyline is so amazing as well. That's why Secret Wars. You cannot do Secret Wars without the X-Men. You cannot do Secret Wars without the Fantastic Four.
Yes,
that's why I'm glad that they're introducing them now. They're doing all that, but I mean, are they even going to come out? I don't think they're going to come out in the saga. Because I know they're going to have a mutant saga as well. And they're going to have a I forgot what other saga it was, but in this saga, I don't think they're going to come out. Maybe in Secret Wars, they might come out in Secret Wars.
Yeah, actually. They might come out in Secret Wars.
They're going to have to come out in Secret Wars.
Because right now, apparently, they're finalizing who's going to be the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So they are definitely building those up.
Please pick that right, because.
Oh, I thought they did already though. They picked Adam Driver is going to be Mr. Fantastic.
So did they
That's official.
That? Okay.
Adam Driver, obviously Kylo Ren, that guy. He's going to be Mr. Fantastic. Margot Robbie's going to be Invisible Woman. Yeah, I just don't know about Human Torch or the thing yet though.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Dang, those are some hitters though, especially Margot Robbie. Talk about being freaking. She's Harley Quinn and now being Miss Invisible Woman. Like that's crazy. Like
I think she gonna kill that, bro.
Get you a shorty that can do both.
Yeah, I do like Margot Robbie a lot. I do like Adam Driver. Like that'll be very cool. Like we do need a successful Fantastic Four. Please. Talk about fumbling the bag. Oh my goodness.
What the hell was that with Marcus Jordan? Miles Teller.
That was tough.
I love them as actors. Miles Teller is phenomenal.
So is Michael B. Jordan too.
Michael Jordan as well. Absolutely.
But they fumbled that one bad. But you know what? I trust Marvel. I trust them to take these characters. I trust them to take the X-Men and really give us something good. I do trust that, and they've only been doing such a good job of continuing with these characters. I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what the actors and then when their first projects that they get introduced in.
I want to see more Silvers.
Oh yeah, like he comes up big too in the comic books. A lot of times, like he needs to be reintroduced as well, like in the MCU. I hope they
in the Fantastic Four movie. His scenes was so cold, bro. Like just morph into his surfboard, and
it was crazy,
bro.
That was tight. Like I really did enjoy the Silver Surfer in those movies. Like I know they're not the most. They get a lot of hate, but the first two weren't horrible.
Yeah,
like,
they was decent.
Like, but this last one they tried to reboot. No,
Doom is one of my favorites too.
Yeah, so Doom as well. Like, give us Doom.
Doom's gonna. That was the other saga that I was gonna talk about. Doom is gonna have his own saga as well.
Yeah,
so he's gonna be the big baddie for a saga as well.
And he should be.
Oh my god, I am so excited for that.
Because when you were telling me about Secret Wars, he's the main villain, right?
Yeah.
Like he's the one who's
absolutely
like. Who's pulling the strings behind the scenes, like and stuff. So I do need to see that as well as Doctor Doom getting reintroduced in the MCU. Like, see, I'm so excited because the MCU has got this whole slate of stuff that's coming out. Like they got a whole long game plan of things that they're working on. And DC, like, I hope they don't try to catch up. Just take your time as well, because you're not going to catch up. You've already lost this war, like, and
but we still love you, though. We're still gonna see the movies.
Like, but it doesn't need to be a competition anymore. You just need to take your time, make good content, put it out at the correct like timetable, and we are all gonna love it, and we're all gonna go see it. Like, and don't try to push this shit out so you're like, oh, we're gonna try to catch up to Marvel, because like they're already so deep in the stories, and they're moving on into their next chapters and stuff. So take your time, give us good stuff, please, James Gunn. Praying for you,
man. We'll see. Hopefully he does it justice.
Yep.
In the meantime, though, once again, y'all want to hear us talk about anything? Y'all want to hear us touch any kind of subject? Please, just
let us know unpopular opinions, anything.
Yes, we're very interactive. And y'all can tell.
Yes, absolutely. And I promise you, if you comment something, we will cover it. Like if you comment on our posts and our videos, we will cover it. We will definitely talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, and we have a lot planned as well. So stay tuned. Yeah,
we haven't even touched Star Wars. Man. There's a lot to talk about.
We got so much. Yeah, Oh man, that's another one.
And just like DC though, we got time.
Yeah.
So
we got time.
That.
Absolutely.
We'll cover that in time. So.
And once again, for don't forget, give us your finals winners. We want to know what you guys think. But I think that wraps up our 5th episode, guys.
Episode 5, baby.
Episode 5, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Like we're Booker T 5 time right now.
Spinneroonie. Somebody hit that. No.
Oh, but thank you guys for tuning in. Can't wait for episode 6 with my boys here. But until next time, it's your boy Jeff,
Rudy,
Ed,
and we will see you guys next week.